strain right now. So it's a huge competitive advantage to be resilient, but it also sustains your health and your happiness. And to me, that's completely worth it. Um, I love what I do, and I love it. And so, because I love what I do, um, I think my clients know that, you know, um, I'm really invested in them and their progress, and trying to learn everything that I can to have more tools to help them, or to um, make their job easier as they're doing their homework and working through things, and learning the different skills that will help make their life easier, and you know, just better. So, okay, 5 things that make stress symptoms worse. First thing is drugs containing stimulants. Obviously, you know, that's going to stress you out more. Also, regular use of caffeine. So, caffeine, everyone thinks coffee, right? Coffee, coffee, coffee. Um, there's caffeinated teas. There's tons of power drinks out there, like, no, energy drinks that have tons of stuff like that in there. And they're extremely hard on the body. They're really hard on the body. So, but one of the things that people don't think about so much is chocolate. And I know some of you are going to watch this and go, oh my gosh, I eat a ton of chocolate. I've talked to people and they're like, oh yeah, I eat a whole, one of those big bags, a big bag of chocolate every day, which, maybe that's a little too much. Um, a lot of times, if you're craving that much chocolate, what you're really craving is magnesium, which there is some magnesium in chocolate, but, the body really needs other ways to get that magnesium in, like greens and things like that. So be very careful. If you are craving a lot of chocolate, you're probably really needing a lot more greens. So just think about it, look into it, see what you think about it. So let's see. Also, alcohol, obviously, that can, and people drink alcohol to relax or whatever, but afterwards, you got the hangover, you've got all this other stuff going on, and plus anti-nutrients. And people say, oh, but I drink it for this and this and that. Yeah, but there's other ways you can get that without the anti-nutrients that makes your body work harder to compensate for all the garbage stuff it has to clean out from drinking it. So something to just kind of think about with alcohol. And then the 5th thing is prescription drugs. So these are going to be things like thyroid medications, asthma inhalers, diet pills, because of the effect that they have on the body. So there are people living with stress and anxiety disorders, like generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, PTSD, also known as post-traumatic stress disorder, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, social phobias, things like that. So those make stress worse too. Also, there's some easy things that you can do if you do them, and if you want to see a difference in your life. They sound easy, but they're really not. Because look at the list, and then just see, like, how many of them do you know you should do, but you're not doing them, because it's actually too hard. There's some kind of block that's stopping you from doing it, and that block is removable. And if you can get rid of that block, you're going to be able to start enjoying the benefits of being able to do those things. And so there's 10 things on there. So the first one is eating a healthy, balanced diet, which we all know that, right? Limiting caffeine and alcohol consumption, getting enough sleep and regular sleep. So it's not just enough to get 8 hours of sleep, you know. And some people say, oh, well, I can get by on 4. Well, maybe you can get by on it or whatever. But the regular sleep aspect, our bodies like habits. They like things happening at the same time. Just like somebody growing a plant at a nursery. It becomes dependent on knowing it's going to be watered on a regular basis and being fertilized on a regular basis so it can grow big and tall and strong and healthy. And our body is the same way. Our brain and our body loves consistency. And so it keeps track if you went to bed at 11 o'clock one night, 1 o'clock the next night, 12:30 the next day, 9 o'clock the other night. Guess what? Your body is not going to like that. Also, when you're waking up in the morning, how many times are you hitting that snooze button? It may feel good to be staying in bed longer, but have you considered why it's so hard to get out of bed? So make sure, and I'm going to give you a little homework experiment to try for the next week or two. I challenge you. Oh, and also, I forgot to talk about this when I was on Instagram the other day, but this is so important to know. So you've got your 12 hours, right? So every hour that you sleep after midnight, your body views that as 1 hour of sleep for each hour, right? But before midnight, and most people don't know this, before midnight, your body counts each hour of sleep that you get before midnight as 2 hours of sleep. So, wowzers, right? 2 hours. And it's better sleep. It's better quality of sleep too. So that whole thing, early to bed and early to rise, yes, there actually is a reason for that. There is something behind that. And when I first heard about it and I first learned about it, I kind of thought, oh, I don't know about that. That sounds a little hokey. As long as I get my 8 hours of sleep, I'll be happy, in a good mood, have energy or whatever. But, I'm pretty open-minded and I'm willing to try things. So I tried it. I tested it out. And what I found out was that I started feeling better. I started feeling even more energy when I started going to bed. And I wanted to get 2 or 3 hours before midnight to see if it made that much difference. So I tried it from going to bed at midnight. I tried it from going to bed at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and different things. And what I found was that for me, my body felt the best when I consistently went to bed around 9 o'clock at night and got up around 6 o'clock in the morning. And so I said, okay, family, let's all do this together and see what we can do. And it's just awesome. It's just better. Try it. Don't believe me? Try it. So let's see, sleeping. So oh yeah, getting regular exercise. So this isn't just about being thin or being muscly or whatever. It's about being healthy. Your lymph in your body don't work unless you're moving. So it can be walking, it can be any kind of exercise, but while you're moving, that's when your lymph is working. And when you stop moving, it quits working. So, if you are very inactive, your lymph are getting more and more and more backed up. And so this is the reason why regular exercise is so vital and so crucial to good health. So there are people that have different constitutions, different musculature build, and all of these contribute to, you know, how much exercise you need. So some constitutions only need 15 minutes of exercise, and that's really healthy for them. And other people, you know, really need at least an hour just to get warmed up and get going. And so there's different levels of how much exercise a person needs. And there are things that you can do to figure out which constitution type you are and what would be the best and the healthiest, and with any conditions that you have and things like that. I mean, if you have medical condition, obviously you're going to want to work with your your practitioners, and just make sure you aren't taking things too fast for what your body can handle. So